All right, how is everybody doing today? Exciting stuff to talk about. Obviously, I know a lot of people think I'm just a LIV flag bearer. So in this video, I'm talking about 10 things that are great about LIV that I love and 10 things I don't love about LIV. So hopefully unbiased opinion, because I just love golf. That's me. I love golf, and I there's things I like, there's things I don't like, just like everybody else. So I'm not just going to be a LIV bandwagon guy. Talk about what's good and bad over the top 10. Just to be fair, I've been to, what have I been? 3 of the 4 LIV events. I've been to London, I've been to Jersey at Bedminster, and I was at the one just the other week outside of Boston at the International Club. So I've been to those 3 out of the 4. I wasn't at Portland, and they've just given me access. Thank you very much, appreciate it. And they've allowed me to go and film videos there, which I do because I want to share golf with you all. That's why I do it. All right. So if the PGA Tour gave me that access, I would be there too. But they don't. And as a matter of fact, they've said no many times. So over the years, and now they're finally letting other, let's say, YouTubers and stuff do things, which is great. They just have never let me do it. And I don't have an axe to grind against them. That's just the reality. That's the fact. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. I wish they wouldn't do that, but they do. But I don't hate them for it, and I'm not against them. I've been to I was at the East Lake Tour Championship this year. So I'm still going to PGA Tour events. They're just not giving me access to do anything while I'm there. That's fine. All right. So I'm going to count down. We'll go 1 good, 1 bad. We'll do 10 of each, and I'll give you my best and my worst on the last one. Other than that, there's really no particular order of hierarchy as well. It's just things I like and don't like. Of course, there's one thing I don't like more than the rest, and one thing I love more than the rest on the positive side. All right, so starting off, number one, or we'll go good. The first good thing is it's new and fresh. I like that. Look, it's new and fresh. It's different. Some people like change, some people don't. I like it. I like new things because I'm like, okay, I like it, I don't like it. It's new and fresh. I like that. Right? You may not like that, but you might. And comment below. Let me know what you like, what you don't like about LIV, because I'm curious, because then I'll look for that stuff when I'm out there or watching it. Maybe I haven't seen stuff that you've seen. So I want to know. All right. What do I not like about LIV? Okay, I'll tell you right here. They don't have a YouTuber / social team aspect in it. I mean, they're set up perfectly for that kind of thing. I wish they had it. They don't. They let us play in the pro-ams here and there and do other things there. That's great. But we're not in the tournament. Not that we would compete against the pros, but there should be I would think there should be a social tournament in there where we're doing something a little bit different than the pros, but playing under those tournament conditions like with the fans. I think that would be really cool. They don't have that. I wish they did. They don't. So I don't like that about it. They're doing everything great, just not that piece of it. Maybe they will. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Number 2 that I like, that I love, are the new courses, right? Things we haven't seen before or haven't seen in a long time. There's plenty of great courses around the world, and I love the fact that they're showcasing those. Centurion Club, Spectacular Trump, Bedminster. Now that's been I think a junior amateur, supposed to have a major championship there. They pulled it, whatever. But so that was cool to see new courses, and they're continually doing that. Pumpkin Ridge, you haven't seen that since Tiger was there, right? In 94, whatever year he won his amateur championship. So that's cool to go back to these different places that we just haven't seen. I love that. That's awesome. All right. What's bad? What do I not like? Next up on the list is I wish they had more events. So they're 8. They're going to go to 12 and 14. That's great. Right now it's only 8. I get it. I wish there were more, to be honest with you, because so far, at least this last one was pretty exciting. So I wish there were more. I wish there were more than 14, but maybe that's too many. I don't know. I just wish there were more. I like new and fresh things more often. But so currently I don't like that. Next up on what I love is the, here's what I love. And it happened this last week. The exciting finishes. All right. Like it was exciting. That was a spectacular finish. I love that. And I believe we're going to see that more often because there's less time for somebody to pull away and break away in a condensed whole event. So I think we'll see more of that bunch up more often. That I like. Exciting finishes. And tournament ends all at once. I like that. That's a fantastic thing, which makes, in my opinion, for a more exciting finish. Like at the end of a regular tour event, a PGA Tour event, there's only one group or two groups left on the course, and you got to wait and wade through a whole bunch of commercials to see that group finish. And then there's one dude waiting in the clubhouse to see if he won or not. Here, they just all end at the same time. So you're like, boom, we're done. It's over. I like that. Makes it more exciting. All right, what do I not like? LIV does not have a TV deal. So you're watching it on YouTube. So you're streaming on YouTube. It's going through. It doesn't look as good as it could. I mean, it's great, but you're not getting that true 4K stream as high quality as you would through a cable provider or satellite dish or something like that. The quality just isn't as good because they don't have the TV deal. However, I don't know if they want a TV deal, right? You think about it, like NBC, CBS, ESPN, all these big time networks, they promote their network and they have their own broadcasting team. CBS and NBC have their own broadcasting team, and it swaps out depending on who has the coverage that week. I don't think LIV wants that. I think LIV wants to promote LIV, and I think they want their own broadcasting team. So I think that's going to limit the TV deal. But don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if LIV started their own golf network, channel. LIV channel. What? I wouldn't be surprised. And it could be something like an ESPN where all their... I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just like, why don't they have a TV deal? There's a reason. And that might be it. But they don't have a deal right now. And so I have to watch through YouTube, which is okay. But most people just aren't used to that. Because, whatever, long story. But so for now, I don't like that. What do I love? Next on the list is I love the different style of golf. I love it. Meaning this, that players play differently. When you're not worried about a cut, you play differently than if you are worried about a cut. And that, to me, is good. I like it because I get guy who's not playing great. I mean, dude shot an 87 on the first round. On the PGA Tour, I don't think he would have backed that up with a 63, a 7 under. He goes 87, then he shoots 7 under. 87, 63, that's ridiculous. Now, it does happen from time to time, but I think he was just like, there was no pressure to make a cut or a kind of throw in the towel of, well, I'm not going to make the cut, so I'm not even going to try. Who cares? I'm going to withdraw. I'm just out of here. I'm going to go, this is embarrassing. There's none of that. So for that, there's a different style of golf that you would approach. And with the team aspect, you're always in it for something. Well, my score didn't count today, but maybe it'll count tomorrow. And his score did count tomorrow. So that I like, that different style of play. All right. Here's something I don't like. I don't like the fact that the teams are always changing. So this guy gets kicked out, and then there's a new guy in, and this guy, one guy's been on 3 different teams over the 4 events. That's got to be challenging, right, for him. And if you want to be a fan of a team, which, you're not yet because you don't know who's on the team. So that's challenging, right? So I don't like the fact that players hop from team to team here and there based on who comes in and who goes out. That needs some work, I think. I'm not a fan of that. Because, if you're that guy bouncing from team to team, you've got to be thinking, like, how long before I'm not able to play out here? Right? Like, that's what I would think. But I don't know what they think, but that's what I would think. All right. So that's something I don't like. What do I love? Next on the list of love, I love the fact that there is a younger audience. Not that the older you are, the worse you are. That's fine. That's fine too. But we know that the average age of the PGA Tour viewer is 65. Those are just the statistics. That's the average age of the viewer. So everybody's after that younger audience because that's what's going to keep the game alive. That's what's going to grow the game. So LIV definitely gets a much, much younger audience. You could see that by who's commenting on the video, who's watching it, where they're watching it, and who shows up at these events. I mean, everybody who showed up, not everybody, but the majority of the people at the events are young. And that's what grows the game. So regardless of what you think about it, I like the fact of that younger audience. All right. Next of what I don't like. I don't like players getting dropped. I don't like that. It's tough. You're out there and then you're not out there. You're gone because somebody came in with a bigger name and took your spot. Like that's hard to swallow. I don't like that. And then where do you play after that? I don't know. Where do you go? You're not going to the PGA Tour. They're not going to have you. So something needs to change there. There's not a LIV minor league or anything else. I don't know what you do about that. But look, there's only room for so many. But you could literally be dropped after a couple events. Maybe you still get paid. I don't know the intricacies of your contract or how all that works. But I don't like the fact that you're on and then, hey, you're out. We got Bryson, so we need a spot. See you later. That's life, I guess, but it's tough. It's tough. All right. What do I love? Oh, man, I love this. The players are so much more relaxed. There's not this massive amount of pressure on them. And I like that because it allows them to play a different style of golf that we don't see very often, if ever, on television. Usually what we see on TV is the players that are in contention, and it's stressful. There's a lot of stress going on. Here at the LIV events, yeah, they're trying to win, but it's more like they're playing with their buddies, and they're giving it all they got. They're firing at flag sticks, and they're having fun in golf again. They're much more relaxed, and it's something that we don't, as viewers, normally get to see. It's kind of what I would imagine it is like for them at home playing money games with other professionals where they are having a good time, really good time, and they're playing for high stakes. That's, to me, what it seems like, and I love that. All right, what do I not like? Now, I've been to 4 events, and here's what I want. No, I've been to 3 events, 3 of the 4. I would like to see more fan engagement. There's a lot of fan engagement around the play, but I would like to see it during play, meaning I would want some announcers to really, truly engage with the fans more often. And there's plenty of ways to do this. You do some interviews and you just record them and then show them so they're not, let's say, live, because you just don't know what you're going to get from people live that have no real experience being on camera and whatever. They could say anything. So I would kind of record it and then just play the good ones as you go in between some shots. But I would have a lot more fan engagement in there. So I don't like the fact that that's not there currently. All right. Next that I love. man, we get to know the players. There's only, let's say, 48 players. So we really get to know them over and over and over. There's players that you see that you would, first off, that you have no idea who they are because you've never seen them before because they were ever on the Asian tour or other tours that we don't watch. So they're out there. Look at Saddam. Gosh, I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. But Saddam, I played with Saddam in London in a Pro-Am, and I played with him in the Pro-Am again here in at the last event in Boston, outside of Boston, right? Never heard of him before in my life. And he was tracking on the leaderboard on the last day, on Sunday, at the International. So now I got to play with him, so I got to know who he was. But again, he's not on the PGA. We would never know that. The guy's a great player, and he was up there, and then he's not up there, and then, so there's a lot of players like that we just don't know that we'll see more and more often, and it's a lot easier to get to know 48 players if they're playing in every event than it is 150 players, and half of them miss the cut, and then you're like, who are these guys? All right, I only saw him once before. You see what I'm saying? So I love the fact that we get consistency in the players, except the ones that are dropped. All right, moving on. What do I not like? All right, I'll be honest. I do not like the LIV players playing on other tours. I don't like that. And I'm not going to say it. To me, it's not a slap in the face, Billy Horschel. Okay, it's not a slap in the face. They earned the right to, they qualified for this event. But so I would want them to play the majors, right? If you I think all the greatest players in the world should be at the majors. So that's separate from other tours. I do not like it when LIV players are trying to play on the PGA Tour stops or the DP World Tour stops. I'm not a fan of that, okay, because they've chosen to be on a different tour. So I think they should stay there. But if they've already pre-qualified for events, I am okay with them going over and playing in those events. But I do think it would probably do the LIV brand good if they stayed on their own tour, except for the majors. Those, I think we need the best players in the world. So that's one thing I don't like about what's going on. All right. Here's what I love. I love the team concept on LIV. I love it. I love the team concept. And this past week at the International outside of Boston was a prime example. Like the Ironheads had the lead and they're out of the lead. You're like, come on. And then you're like, come on, Kevin, no, make the putt, and Saddam, like he's there. Then he gets a double bogey. And it was the first time where that team aspect was the most intriguing that it's been. So I like the team aspect. I just don't like players hopping around from team to team. So we got to work on some stuff there, but I do like the team aspect. What do I not like? Next up of what I don't like is, what did I miss here? I feel like, here we go. I don't like the fact that there's no live Pro-Am. I want to see the Pro-Am live. Why don't you stream the Pro-Am live? I guess you got to hire more camera crew and you got to set them up a day early and all that kind of good stuff. But they're out there. They're just doing a lot of testing to make sure that their equipment works. We got to figure out a way to make a live Pro-Am. I think that kind of stuff is fun and showcase the different things that are going on, even if it's only a couple hour stream or something. I think that should be a higher priority, and I don't like the fact they don't do that. So I wish they did. Next up that I love, here's 2 left. I love 54 holes. I do. I like it more than 72. I didn't think I would. I was like, 54 holes, like, I don't know, it's short. Man, it's just boom, you get in, you better get it because it's gone, in and out. 3 rounds. 3 rounds is quick. 4 rounds is a long time. You're like, man, it's a lot of golf. I can't watch 4 days of golf. And in the majors I can, because that's really compelling and a lot more interesting. But on a regular tour stop, PGA Tour stop, no one's watching 4 rounds. No wonder the average age of the viewer is much older, is because most of them are retired. So they're sitting around watching golf all day. I get it. I would do the same thing. So I love the 54-hole event. It's like, boom, Friday, Saturday. Oh, final round. Here we go. And it's quick. So I love, love, love that. All right. The thing I don't love, here's what I don't like is that currently there's no, let's say, team ownership. Like there kind of is, but I want, like me watching it, I want to own a team. How can I own a team? I want to be a team owner. It's kind of like a NFL franchise owner. How do you own a team? Man, I want to own a team. I want to be a team owner. How do you do that? I don't know. It's like, I guess LIV just owns everything. I know, I've heard rumors that companies have offered massive amounts of money to own teams. But I guess we just haven't seen that yet. Once that starts happening and they figure that out, I think that would be really cool. But currently, I guess I got to be patient. But currently, there's no team ownership. And I want that like quickly, somehow, some way. I want somebody to own a team. I want to own a team. I don't have the money, but I wish I did. All right, and the number one thing I love about the LIV thing is this. I love the shotgun starts. I love it. Number one. Now, you may love it. You may hate it. I was skeptical because I'm like, what do you do when you're on the final round? Now, they try to get 2 groups, A and B, going off one, so that odds are the winner will come from that first group. Okay? And they'll finish on 18. That's what they want. Great. Now, but you got Westwood, who's lighting it up on Sunday, and he goes 18, right? Gets his birdie, and then you're like, okay, the first hole. But you're doing the math. You're like, okay, the first hole's a hard hole. He'll probably bogey that, but then 2, he could birdie that. That's potential birdie, and 3 is easy. So all right, he's got a chance. So he ties the lead, and he's 1 back, and then he sticks it on 2. Right in front of DJ's face, because 2 and 18 are right next to each other. And where DJ's waiting to tee off, you could get a perfect view of that green. He's like, all right. And so if he knows the deal, he knows, well, Westwood's tied for the lead now, so I got to birdie this hole that win outright. And then Westwood, and then he's like, okay, and the third hole's easy, so he'll have a good chance there. And then Westwood just fats his wedge, whatever. Like, because of the shotgun start, all that transpires. And you, as a viewer, are like, okay, it's a lot of thought process going through your head, their head. Everybody's like kind of figuring out which are easy holes, which are hard holes, and where you at. I love it. I love it more than I thought I would. Let me know what you think, but I love it. All right. Number one thing I hate about LIV. I wouldn't say hate, but the number one thing I don't like about LIV is this. How in the world can you qualify for a LIV event? How do you get in? That's the problem. See, and here's why it's a problem. Because the only way it's seen, I don't know, the only way, like, you have to have a name for yourself somewhere, whether it be the Asian Tour or the PGA Tour. So you've kind of got to make it somewhere else to qualify, and then they will let you in, which is kind of messed up because you're kind of riding the back of another tour to get in. So I think they should have some type of qualifying process other than use somebody else to get in here. To me, that's messed up. So that's number one thing I hate. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. See you guys soon.